Hey, good morning, everybody. Here we are with the Hustle Nation. We got the cup, we got the 24/7 going on. Good morning, beautiful people. It's about 5:05 a.m. here in Florida. I got the truck warming up. I got to go to the warehouse, pick up a tile saw, a couple other things, meet my associate Carla out at her job. She's about to get started on some tile, and then after that, I got to come back to town, drop my enclosed trailer, pick up a dump trailer, put it on location, then go back, pick up the enclosed trailer, and meet somebody. And all of this is happening before 10 a.m. So we got a lot of hustling that we have to do this morning, but we're going to make it all happen. You know, one of the biggest attributes, or I don't know if you'd call it a skill, but two things I'm going to talk about that have helped me tremendously, okay, is, you know how you'll talk to some people and you're going to see something that takes place with them, or that, you know, something that they engage in, and for some reason they continually seem to do this, and so you have to assume there's some kind of payoff because they continually do it. Sometimes people never ask themselves why. Why do I do this? You know? And I'll never forget, I used to drive a truck. I pulled doubles for a large food distribution company, okay? Largest trucking fleet in the world. And we would come into the warehouse and there would be trucks that were already loaded and waiting, and those guys would milk the clock, sit around the yard for about an hour and a half, 2 hours before they actually left. We worked at night, and I always asked them, I said, man, why can't you load our trucks first? Because we were the ones that were the longest away from the warehouse, and we would end up having to do a double turn in one night, which meant we were on the road 12 to 13 hours, okay? And unfortunately, when we would come in with our trailers, we would end up more often than not having to wait while our trailers got loaded, okay? Now, the other guys that trailers were already loaded and waiting, when they would take their trailers and drop them off, and the drivers that would actually come in and take the food to restaurants, they would drop that trailer and it would sit an hour and a half to 3 hours before the drivers showed up. So if you do the math, you have about 4 hours that could be done with something else, like loading our trailers, okay? They would constantly tell me, we can't do it like that. And I would ask them, well, why not? And they could never give me a straight answer on why it had to occur like that. And the thing that I learned is that that's just the way we've always done it, okay? Unfortunately, that becomes status quo. Now, I say all of this coming back to, one, the best thing that one thing that I've learned is, listen to other people, listen to what it is that they have to say. And, you know, because I've told people have come to me and said, hey man, what do you think about this? And I'll tell them, and then they want to proceed to tell me why I'm wrong. And I immediately stop them and I said, next time ask me if I want to debate with you. Well, that's not, I just wanted your opinion. I said, no, you got my opinion, and now you're telling me why I am wrong, okay? You can take my opinion, throw it in the garbage, you can do whatever you want to with it, okay? But if you had told me you wanted to debate it, I would have said, no, I'm not. And the reason for that is because what I know is what I know, and I'm comfortable with that, okay? Doesn't mean that I'm not willing to learn something different, all right? And the thing is that so often people will want your opinion, but then they're going to want to tell you or prove why you're wrong, okay? they didn't listen to you, okay? What they're wanting to do is to be right, which takes me into the second thing is keeping your ego in check, okay? It's just like, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I did that video, 5 racial questions that I asked a black person. I never asked or told him, do you think it could be different? Okay. What I did was I asked those questions and I listened to his answers, and I asked for him to expound on some of them and went deeper into the meaning or the explanation that he gave me. But I never told him he was wrong. I never told him that, you know, I don't think it's exactly like that or anything like that, because I wanted to hear what he had to say, okay? And the thing is that God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth, okay? So we should be doing twice as much of one thing and half as much of the other, all right? And you can be rich or you can be right, but chances are you don't get to do both of those at the same time. More often than not, I've met people that can smile and will take your money even when you're making a wrong decision or a bad decision. And I'm not saying this in an ethical manner, okay, but there's a lot of people that will spend a tremendous amount of frivolous money on stuff, okay, because they got more money than they got sense. But that's just my opinion, because those people did not have the need to be right. Their need was to serve the customer in the best way possible and to make sure that their expectations were met. The thing that happens is that we do some things, we feel good about ourselves, we gain some self-esteem, we get some confidence, we get some courage, and we start moving forward and we start climbing this ladder of success, okay? And what you'll find is that the higher you go, the smaller your circle will become, because not everybody is meant to be on that journey with you, all right? And unfortunately, some people will continue to engage in behaviors that if you are too close to those, you will end up not being able to get to the next level. I'll give you an example. I started mentoring a gentleman, and last night we had one of the sessions on telephone call. There was a number of things that he's doing as far as his marketing, and I brought some of the effectiveness of those to his attention, and he never says, well, he always will say, this is why I do it. And I love that, because then that allows me to get inside his head, see where he's coming from, and I can learn from that as well. And the thing that I've noticed is he never sits there and says, well, I don't think that's going to work for me, or, you know, I'm going to continue doing it like this. And the thing is that, again, he's got the attitude of humility, which is remaining teachable. What that takes is us throwing our ego out the window, because only with a fresh and open mind is it that we can learn and maybe level up. So my thing with you today is how can I practice better listening skills? And where can I remove my ego out of the situation? Because it's not always necessary for me to be right. It's Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. Got the Hustle Cup, got something in there. We need a shower, we need to get on the road and everything like that. I need to be leaving by 5:30 this morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you need me, send me an email. If you're interested in being mentoring, send me an email as well. I'll get back with you. Hope you have a very wonderful day. God bless.